Good morning, everybody. From 4945 Washington Boulevard, it's BJ again. It is Wednesday, March 25th, and I believe it is the first day of spring. So happy spring to everybody. I believe it's actually supposed to warm up a little bit this afternoon. So when the workday is coming to a close, I would encourage you all to get out there and enjoy the sunshine and warm weather a little bit. We all, I think, deserve it at this point. So enjoy that. Just make sure to stay 6 feet apart from anybody you encounter. So happy spring to everyone. Since we're done discussing the 5 values of the firm, I thought now would be a great time to just give you a general update about what's going on. We had a partner meeting today to talk through pretty much the entire topic was all about how we're adjusting to the new norm and what that means for us and for our clients. So I thought I'd give you a quick update. As I'm sure everybody knows right now, especially if you saw my last video, Governor Holcomb has issued a stay-at-home order for everyone other than people running essential errands like buying groceries, picking up prescriptions, caring for other people, or conducting essential business. Some essential businesses are obvious when you think about them: healthcare workers and police and fire stations. But what you may not realize is that accounting and professional accounting services are considered essential businesses as well. So part of that is an awesome advocacy job that the Indiana CPA Society did to get us included in that category. But also, if you think about it, what we do is help to provide the financial stability needed to kind of keep the economy running. So there are individuals and companies out there who need their tax returns prepared and filed in order to gain access to refunds. And those refunds then are used to continue to fund the economic engine that's out there. So people use their tax refunds for myriad reasons, but think about all the stuff that's out there. You might need money for groceries, for prescriptions, for whatever. Businesses, it's the same thing. You get a refund for your business, and all of a sudden you've got an influx of cash to help uh, fund payroll and fund just the general operating expenses of that business. Those things wouldn't be available without the essential services that CPAs provide. So consider yourselves part of an elite group of essential workers in the state of Indiana. We already knew it, but never hurts to have the state tell you that you're essential. Um, so, in that vein, we have decided to close our offices to the public starting at 5 o'clock today, I believe, and that goes through April 6th. So, we plan to reopen at bright and early 8 a.m. The morning of April 7th. Obviously, there's a whole lot of questions. There are more questions than there are answers out there right now. So if that changes, if something happens in the next couple of weeks and that date needs to be adjusted forward or backward, obviously we will do that. But for the time being, our plan is to remain closed to the public until April 7th. So keep that in mind. As we do that and as we begin the transition to most of us working from home, I would encourage you to remember a couple of things. First of all, don't forget to set your status on 8x8. Use that little green button in the top left corner of your 8x8 to indicate whether you're working from home, if you're available, if you're unavailable. That'll really help us to know, who can be reached at certain times, and really just help us to manage things better, because it's kind of hard when you're not in the office to see you in person. So set your status. Think about, if you would please, the things that are on your desk currently. Are there any returns that you've put in a kind of holding pattern, or I'll deal with that later status? Are there things on your desk, on your physical desk right now, that need to be scanned, or you need to drop by the office and pick up to keep moving? Don't forget about those things. I know I leave notes to myself all over my desk, and it's really hard when it's out of sight, out of mind, to remember to keep those things moving forward. So picture your desk, what's on that? Is there anything that needs to be dealt with immediately? Make sure to deal with those things. Don't forget to check your voicemail is another thing we're encouraging people to do. 8x8, you can access that really easily. I know sometimes it's hard when you don't see that blinking red light on your desk phone, but don't forget to check your voicemail. We're here to serve clients. It's a little bit more challenging doing that remotely, but we are still here to serve clients. Another thing is we've done the best that we think we can do to communicate the office being closed for the next couple of weeks. We put it on our website. We've sent an email. And we've posted it on Facebook. There are just going to be clients out there who maybe they're not tech savvy, maybe they don't follow us on our social networks. Um, you know who those clients are better than anyone, especially the people in charge. You know your clients, you know if they're unlikely to get that message, you know if they're likely to show up in the office. We're asking you to please be proactive in your communication with them. If you think there's any chance somebody's going to mistakenly show up on our front door and experience a locked door, we don't want that to happen. We want people to know before they show up that we are unavailable in person, but we're very available through phone and through email. So please proactively reach out to those clients if you have any that you know might be likely to show up. The other thing I want to reiterate, Jeff Donovan has sent this in an email a number of times, but I do want to put it back out there. If you have any reasonable technology needs that you need in order to function at your close to your best, as best as you can from home, for example, a docking station or a monitor or an extra mouse or a power cord or really anything within reason, we want to get you those resources to make sure that you can still keep functioning uh, as close to your peak as you can. So don't be shy about those things. If you have any questions about what's appropriate versus inappropriate, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Jeff. We're going to do our best to get those to you as soon as possible. We want you to feel comfortable working from home. So it's not going to be perfect, but we can at least make it a little bit more efficient. The other thing I want to let you know is I've been a part of a number of video conferences lately, and I'm really beginning to enjoy those. I think um, there's an element of interpersonal connection that comes with seeing somebody's face that you just don't get over the phone. So if you have a conference call scheduled with somebody, especially if it's a group call with a number of people, and you want to connect uh, and see their faces via a video chat. We do have a firm account currently with through GoToMeeting. I believe Cindy Pastrick is the administrator on that. I could be corrected, but we do have a firm account. If you need one of those set up, please reach out. It's a really simple process. It's as simple as getting it set up, and then you click a button, you send the link to people. It's really easy to connect, and I think it helps a lot to see somebody's face when you're chatting with them. So feel free to use that. Um, we're making little changes here and there, stuff that we think are reasonable changes. The admin team are still working from both offices, and we sincerely appreciate each one of you being there. There are certain things that just must physically be done in person. So uh, with all sincerity from on behalf of the partner group, we really appreciate you being there. Every one of our on our admin team, you guys are the best, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you for producing those returns and getting them out and keeping this ball moving forward for things that can't be done remotely. So you guys are awesome. Keep it up. For those of you who are working from home, um, one thing that I've identified, I'm about a week and a half into doing it myself, and uh, I've made mistakes and I've kind of learned throughout the process, and it's still a continual learning process. But what I tried to do on day one was uh, work a solid from 8 to 5. I'm going to block off my normal work day and just work in here. I've learned pretty quickly, especially with kids at home, that just doesn't work anymore. What does work for me though is a much more flexible arrangement. I've found that being more fluid in the times that I'm working works really well for me. So getting up a little bit early and doing an hour and a half of work before the kids get up, and then dealing with them when they wake up, that really helps me a lot. Building in kind of breaks during the day to get up and stretch, get a snack, do some laundry, knowing that those times are going to come, that really helps for me a lot. I've also started in the afternoons, I usually take a little bit of time for myself and exercise, kind of clear my head, and then get back at it. And then I also just kind of leave my computer open with a laptop screen there. I could see if any urgent emails have come through. So it's really easy to just sit down, take 10 minutes to respond to an email at a time of night where I wouldn't ordinarily be in front of my laptop. Working from home, I've got some flexibility. Uh, it's you just sit down and you're a little bit more aware of it, a little bit more flexible with when those times are. So be flexible with the scheduling of your work. Everyone knows what your expectations are as professionals. We've basically gone back to as regular of work hours as we can. We expect everybody to try to get in 40 a week. We've cut off overtime because it's really just not needed at this point. But you know what your responsibilities are as professionals. Get in your hours where you can, but be flexible and be patient with yourself. Know that you're probably not going to have this thing figured out on day one, and who knows, we might not have it figured out uh, 2 weeks from now. But uh, I have found that the flexibility helps a lot in my work environment. So um, thank you, and again, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, we really appreciate each one of you as professionals. We appreciate our admin staff. You guys are the best. We will get through this. Um, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We just can't quite see it yet, but it's there, and we're going to come out stronger on the back end. So, Godspeed, everybody. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and we'll be back in touch.